You need to hear this. Number 9. Our whole lives inspire and challenge us. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here. You have ideas and thoughts you maybe want me to think about and write out and see what I can figure out? Comments, y'all, comments. So all the images you've seen, the textures and sensations experienced throughout your life, things you've heard and read, stuff you've learned, or myths and legends you have absorbed into your being. Things that we believe to be true, and those things we believe as fact on a subconscious level. All this is your well, your spring of inspiration. The brain's purpose, back to that. The brain's purpose is designed to find pattern. If it does not readily find one, it will and does make one. The brain is a creative space. It's a matter of how we use it that determines the outcome. When you allow, yes, allow, it will form new synapses. That's brain wiring, y'all. I don't know if they call it synapses anymore, but that's what I'm calling it. Anyway, so to form new synapses necessary to make the connections between all the previously mentioned things into art. It doesn't matter to the brain if it's pretty or if it makes sense to anyone, including yourself. It does matter to the brain if it creates... Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm reading because I wrote it in. It doesn't matter to the brain if it creates soft, sweet poetry or horror images. Whether it's a delicious meal or an immaculate, clean, and organized room. It completes its job of creating pattern. This is why you always hear creative people say, practice. When you practice, you are training body muscles how to move and the brain how to assess, find, and assemble all the previously mentioned stuff into creation, art, or invention. Do you know how you learn? And I do mean you personally. Remember, there is no right or wrong way, just different ways. Some people learn from listening to instructions or lectures. Some people learn by physically doing something, and yet others can learn by reading and or writing what they are studying. For me, I use bits of all of these. Probably most of us do. And yes, I really do think we can learn a certain amount of information from osmosis. That means, it's playing in the background as you're sleeping or napping. Okay. Now, with that said, retention of what you learn takes practice. It works in conjunction with muscle memory. As a general rule of thumb, you need to do something physically 100 times before it becomes a muscle memory. Now, it's not to be confused with habit. Okay, that's a minimum of a 21-day cycle of repeated practice with no skips, in which you do the same thing the same way for 21, even all the way to 90 days to enable your inner timing to make it a habit. And that's a whole different topic. Okay, so practice and see yourself, think about yourself doing whatever it is you're wanting to do. So practice is a good thing, and so is changing it up a bit. This too affects the brain patterning and those darling little synapses. When you do the same habit all the time, every day, your brain gets in a rut, like the groove of a record. Okay, that's an old-fashioned style, recording style on vinyl. Google it if you don't know. First you got to practice, and then you got to let go. You can and will get stuck in the rut. Repeated doing the same thing. And each day the groove gets a tiny bit deeper. It's like erosion. Eventually your brain will stop snapping out new synapses. It is thought that this could be a factor in Alzheimer's and dementia. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I know I said practice, and then I said change it up. Challenge yourselves, your brain, to learn something, and then look for ways to enhance your skill with new ideas and thoughts on the how and where of it. Growth does not mean you have to change your work, but maybe a new way to enhance your work. A way to make it more of you and your individual authentic self. Oh yes, the you, your individual self, will show up. And if not at first, it will eventually shine through. It's like blinking or breathing. It will be so automatic you may not even notice it happened. Now, try something new. Practice it. Learn the rules to make it work, and then break them. Maybe you have the next new technique just waiting for you to make it happen. But you, my friend, must show up to do the work. And I believe you can. Thanks for watching, and happy artin', y'all.